Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Four Horsemen Cosmic Legion's Dormoo Viis, first available at Monsterpalooza out in LA a couple weekends ago. And before we get started with the video and before we roll that intro, I want to give a special shout out to my buddy Rob, for without him, this review would not even be possible. So thank you, buddy. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collecting.
And if you like my content, please consider subscribing.
For more than 2 years now, Articulated Empire has become your trusted online retailer. They carry all the latest lines like Mythic Legion, Savage Crucible, Marvel Legends, NECA, and much, much more. They ship your items quickly and securely. You'll be quite happy how Steve and his team follow through with their care and attention. Articulated Empire also offers free shipping over $75 and no tax except for Illinois residents. So head over to articulatedempire.com today and build your empire. All right, here we have the packaging for the Cosmic Legion's Dormoo Viis. Again, before we get started, massive shout out and thanks to my buddy Rob for making this happen. Without you, buddy, this would not have happened. Here on the side, we have a little write-up. If you want to pause that and give it a read, you certainly can. Basically, he is the second in command to High Warden Slog. And he keeps the Havalkatar prison running smoothly by, he kind of like is, if High Warden Slog is Jabba the Hutt, then this guy is Bib Fortuna, basically keeping everything running smoothly. He plugs into the computer system and can monitor everything. Here is a current write-up of Havalkatar Book 1, a very quick little small write-up. If you want the full lore behind Cosmic Legions, there's lore drops all the time on the webpage. And then here on the back, we have the crawl cell. Boy, this is really filling up. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep this up. They're going to start running out of packaging space down here. I mean, you could always move the logo over here and drop this down another 2 inches. Probably get another 2 lines of characters in there. As it is, Dormoo Viis is the 45th release, 43rd figure, because 2 of these were weapons packs and then 2 of them were mounts. I don't know if you count those as figures. But anyway, let's get this really cool guy opened up out of the package and take a closer look. Okay, here we have everything that Dormoo comes with, and surprisingly, it's not a lot. I think the Four Horsemen have sort of spoiled us a little bit on everything that they typically pack in with these characters. But as this was, I think I mistakenly referred to this as an exclusive to Monsterpalooza. That's not actually true. It wasn't an exclusive. It was just a first available at. So it will be available later down the line, probably at other shows, maybe an in-stock sale. But right off the bat, he does come with 4 of these tubes and hoses. These are your standard hoses we've seen. They're the same size. I would say these are like your medium length hoses. He comes with 4 of those so that he can plug into the various computer systems at Havalkatar Prison. We do get this nice staff with the removable topper in this sort of black and tealish metal green color here. We've seen this staff before. We do get a couple of gesturing hands, which I really like. And then these are, they kind of look very, Frankensteinish in their color palette, tealish green, dark green nails. They look great. And then we do get this little computer readout, which is completely devoid of any kind of writing or sculpt or texture or anything. And that's typically not like the Horsemen. They typically always put something on here, but I'm not sure why this one is so just particularly blank. Kind of moving this stuff out of the way, taking a closer look at the figure here. I just want to spin him around a little bit on the stand and just kind of show you his silhouette. We're going to get in close and personal on this guy. And I want to say, from what I understand here, the only piece that we have never seen before is his head. Everything else is complete reuse. And so this is a really cool mixture of parts and just smart reuse here. So getting in here kind of close on this guy, you can see some of the parts here that have been reused. We're gonna kind of walk through it a little bit. We can get him off the base. So the head is new, but this headdress is what typically comes on these Sphexians, so that it kind of gives them that hunched over kind of curve forward look, and then the bug head would come out this way. We do have this nice little back piece here, which is really cool. If you wanted to sort of remove this to see what he looks like without it, you'll notice that this whole entire back and neck piece are one unit. I haven't yet to remove this. There we go. That is very difficult to pull apart. You can see that it plugs in into this little piece here. And the funny thing is that while you're trying to pull back, it's wanting to curve forward, and it's wanting to sort of like hold on to the figure. So it's a little difficult to pull off. But as you can see, you know, you've got the angle of the neck going a little bit further forward on this standard body here. I believe the chest piece would be removable, as it has been in other figures, to put different chest pieces on. So you can see like how the shoulders and chest, and he has a little bit of a Squidward vibe going on. And by Squidward, I mean, what was the guy's name? He was one of the Thanos's guards that came, like the wizard that Tony referred to as Squidward. So you can see how this is all kind of constructed. But if you look inside of there, I mean, there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of paint work, even weathering on the gray parts in the back, the pads, which is ridiculous because you're never going to see that, but just the time and care. So let's see if this is super difficult to put on. You can kind of feel it pop in, and then when you do, you can, there you can hear it snap. So you can see how that's constructed. I do like the sort of reddish brown they have of like the back piece. So you may think like these arm parts. So you've got some arm parts in here, some skate back parts in here that have been used. Uh-oh, look at that. What's that thing? That's crazy. Let's keep you covered up. I don't want to get a content strike. Yeah, you can see how they've got the bony protrusions here colored in that same. And I love this color palette. The orange eyes with that little bit of gloss, and then the green skin tone and the reddish brown just looks really good mixed with that purple. It's a great color palette, which I really, really dig. Of course, we've seen these arm parts before here, the gauntlets, the chest piece, the belt, and then we have the lower cloth pieces. So it's kind of like a more pale sort of muted purple color on the outside. It's dual lined black on the inside, and then below you have this lower loincloth piece also wired as well, dual lined black and purple, and then you've got this lower loincloth piece here. I don't know if this is his loincloth, but we're gonna call it his loincloth. And then you can see the way that the there's like a wash on the legs. Again, just going that extra mile because this stuff is not even really seen. But you can also see how they have this little extra extension here on the legs, and that is because I guess his race is meant to stand like this, and so you kind of have like that little backwards ankle portion like this, and you know, again, more skate back parts to make that happen. But I think that's really neat. That's just something else that makes him more unique and different, and probably also would change his height when compared to other Cosmic Legions, which, yeah, let's do that now. Let's bring in a couple of different Cosmic Legions and see how where he falls height-wise with those. All right, for some size comparisons here, we're going to bring in some bigger figures first. One of the things that I love about the Cosmic Legions line is just the height variation between the characters. They're kind of all over the place, and I love that because, in Mythics, it's mostly knights or skeletons of humans and, bipedal creatures like orcs or goblins, which are, besides goblins, they're all going to be relatively the same height. Goblins a little bit smaller. Now we're getting like your little gnome size. So the variations are getting in there. But it's one of the things that I love that's built into Cosmics. Let's get this guy out of the way. Let's bring in one of the Greyborn, who is sporting one of the heads from the Heads pack. And then let's bring in one of my favorites so we can see how the ladies stack up. So your sizing is very much varied, and I dig that. So yeah, let's get this guy up on the rotating base and give our final thoughts. All right, so there is a better look at the Monsterpalooza first available Cosmic Legions Dormoo Viis. I'm digging this guy. I'm digging his story. I'm digging the idea of him being like the major domo to High Warden Slog. And I think it was also smart tying him to High Warden Slog in such a way that it makes you want to go and get one. I currently don't have one, and Jeremy has been talking about how they are getting down to not having a lot left. And so what's out there in the wild is all that's out there. So if you're thinking about picking one of those guys up, you might want to do it sooner than later. I may end up doing it myself, because if you saw any of the photographs of this guy at Monsterpalooza, you will know that he was featured in a diorama, and Jeremy has also said that they are already in talks with the factory overseas to produce this diorama as something that would be purchasable, and you could, put High Warden Slog or Dormoo Viis, into that play area, that background, and I think that's pretty dope. I am all about play sets, and they are giving us a ton of world building, as you can see here with Cosmics, because these little packs here in the back are all from the Cosmic add-on packs. So again, this wasn't exclusive to the toy show, or to Monsterpalooza. It's not a toy show. It's like a special effects and makeup expo in LA. But it was first available there, and it gives us a quick little hit of the Cosmic Legions line before we get the next full wave reveal. So when this guy is widely available, do you plan on picking him up? Do you like his design? Do you like his colors? Sound off in the comments down below what you think of Dormoo Viis. Let me know what you think there. Be sure to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector, Mark, and I'll see you in the toy aisles.